Let me ask you something. What does it mean to be a smart woman? Is it about having a high IQ, having the perfect job, or maybe being able to juggle a million things at once? Here's the real deal. Being a smart woman isn't about being flawless or having it all figured out. It's about having the right mindset, the right tools, and knowing how to use them. Being a smart woman means you make decisions that empower you, that build your confidence, and that allow you to create the life you want. It's about owning your power, trusting yourself, and making every decision count. If you've ever wondered what sets successful women apart, it's not just luck, it's principles. And today I'm going to share with you 7 powerful principles that will help you become the smart woman you've always wanted to be. Are you ready? 1. Prioritize self-care. The first principle of being a smart woman is self-care. And I don't mean just going to the spa or having a nice face mask. I mean prioritizing your mental, physical, and emotional well-being every single day. You cannot give to others from an empty cup. You cannot perform at your highest level if you're constantly drained. So make self-care a non-negotiable. Take time for you, because when you feel your best, you can achieve your best. 2, own your voice. You have a voice. Use it. A smart woman is confident in expressing her thoughts and feelings. It's time to stop worrying about what others think and start owning your opinions. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or within your community, don't hold back. Speak up, stand tall, and trust that your perspective matters. The world needs to hear what you have to say. 3, cultivate a growth mindset. Being smart isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing that you don't know everything and being eager to learn. Cultivate a growth mindset. That means embracing failure, asking questions, seeking feedback, and constantly growing. The smartest women are the ones who never stop learning, who are always curious, and who see challenges as opportunities to expand their minds. 4. Build your financial intelligence. If you want to be a smart woman, you must get serious about your finances. Knowledge is power. Don't just rely on others to manage your money. Take control of your financial future. Learn about saving, investing, budgeting, and building wealth. Being financially savvy not only gives you independence, but it also gives you confidence and control over your life. 5. Set boundaries and stick to them. One of the most important principles of being a smart woman is knowing how to set and enforce boundaries. A smart woman knows what she will and will not tolerate. She doesn't say yes to everything. She makes sure that her time, energy, and emotional labor are respected. Boundaries are a sign of self-respect, and they empower you to live a life that aligns with your values. 6. Surround yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with will shape who you become. Surround yourself with individuals who challenge you, support you, and inspire you to be better. Cut ties with those who drain you or hold you back. Remember, a smart woman understands the value of positive, empowering relationships and isn't afraid to walk away from toxic ones. Take action, even when you're scared. Finally, being a smart woman is about taking action, even when it scares you. It's easy to sit back and wait for the perfect moment or for all the stars to align, but smart women know that nothing happens without action. You don't have to have it all figured out. Start where you are with what you have. The key is momentum. Take that first step and let it lead to the next. Self-care is often misunderstood as an indulgence or a luxury that can be put off until we have time for it. However, in reality, self-care is an essential practice that should be prioritized in our lives. It is not a one-time event or something to be done only when we feel overwhelmed. It's a daily commitment to take care of ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally so that we can show up as our best selves, perform at our highest level, and create the life we truly want to live. When we talk about physical self-care, it goes beyond just taking care of your body through exercise and healthy eating. It's about recognizing that your body is your vessel and needs to be treated with love and respect. This includes getting enough sleep to recharge your energy, making sure to hydrate, and nourishing your body with wholesome foods that fuel you rather than deplete you. Physical self-care also involves listening to your body's needs. If you're feeling tired or stressed, it's okay to rest. The idea is not to push through exhaustion, but to give your body what it needs to function at its best. Exercise is also crucial, but it doesn't have to be extreme. Even a daily walk or a few minutes of stretching can go a long way in maintaining your physical health. By taking care of your body, you are not only improving your physical well-being, but also setting the foundation for everything else you want to achieve. Emotional self-care is just as important as physical care. Our emotions are powerful, and if we don't make an effort to take care of our emotional health, it can negatively affect every area of our lives. Emotional self-care involves acknowledging and expressing your emotions in a healthy way. It's about recognizing when you're feeling drained, overwhelmed, or anxious, and taking steps to address those feelings. This could be through journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or even practicing mindfulness or meditation. Giving yourself permission to feel and process your emotions without judgment is crucial. It's also about setting boundaries with others and protecting your emotional space. Saying no when something doesn't align with your values or depletes your energy is an act of emotional self-care. When we care for our emotions, we become more resilient and better equipped to handle life's ups and downs. Mental self-care involves taking care of your mind and mental health. In a world filled with constant distractions, stress, and information overload, mental self-care is more important than ever. This could involve anything from engaging in activities that stimulate your mind, such as reading or solving puzzles, to practicing mindfulness and staying present in the moment. A huge part of mental self-care is giving yourself space to rest your mind from the constant chatter. Taking time away from screens, setting boundaries around work hours, and allowing yourself to disconnect are all ways to give your mind the rest it deserves. Mental self-care also means managing your thoughts. Being mindful of negative self-talk or unhelpful thought patterns can make a significant difference in how you feel. If you find yourself spiraling into negativity, it's important to catch it early and redirect your thoughts to something more positive or productive. When you prioritize self-care, you're not being selfish or indulgent. You're investing in yourself so that you can be more present for others, more productive in your work, and more focused on your goals. It's a practice that helps you avoid burnout and maintain balance in all areas of your life. Just like a car needs regular maintenance to run smoothly, your body and mind need regular care to keep you functioning at your best. Prioritizing self-care enables you to show up fully for whatever life throws your way. Owning your voice is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It means taking ownership of your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, and expressing them confidently without fear of judgment or rejection. Unfortunately, many of us have been conditioned to keep quiet or shrink in the face of authority or societal expectations. But the truth is, your voice matters. What you have to say is important, and expressing yourself clearly and confidently can change the course of your life and those around you. When we talk about owning your voice, it's not just about speaking up in meetings or voicing your opinion in debates. It's about having the courage to share your true self, to say what's on your mind, and to trust that your perspective has value. Many women in particular are socialized to be quiet, polite, and agreeable. We're often taught to avoid confrontation and to prioritize the needs of others before our own. But this behavior, though well-intentioned, can suppress our voices, leaving us feeling unheard and unseen. Owning your voice requires unlearning these patterns and stepping into your power. Being able to speak up confidently starts with believing that your voice has value. When you understand that your thoughts, ideas, and experiences are worth sharing, you will start to speak with more authority. This doesn't mean being loud or overbearing. It means being clear, direct, and true to yourself. It's about having the confidence to express your needs, desires, and boundaries without hesitation. Whether it's at work, in a personal relationship, or in public spaces, your voice deserves to be heard, and it's your right to express your truth without apologizing for it. A significant part of owning your voice is learning how to overcome fear and self-doubt. Many of us hold back because we worry about being judged or criticized. We fear rejection, looking foolish, or saying the wrong thing. But here's the truth. Everyone has experienced this fear, and it's completely normal. The key is not to let that fear stop you from speaking up. The more you practice expressing yourself, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. Start small, share your thoughts in safe spaces, and gradually build your confidence until speaking up becomes second nature. Owning your voice also means advocating for yourself and setting boundaries in both personal and professional contexts. It's important to express your needs and limits clearly. If something doesn't feel right, if you're being treated unfairly, or if your energy is being drained, it's your responsibility to speak up and protect yourself. This can be challenging, especially when you're used to putting others first, but it's an act of self-respect. When you own your voice, you are standing up for your well-being and teaching others how to treat you. In addition, owning your voice requires authenticity. Don't water down your words or try to fit into someone else's mold. Speak your truth, even if it's unpopular or different. When you speak from a place of authenticity, you invite others to do the same. It creates a ripple effect that encourages honesty and vulnerability in those around you. Authenticity is magnetic, and when you embrace your true voice, you will attract the right people and opportunities into your life. Ultimately, owning your voice is about empowerment. It's about taking control of your narrative and not letting anyone define you or silence you. Your voice is a tool for change, for connection, and for growth. The more you practice speaking up, the more confident you'll become in your ability to navigate the world with clarity and purpose. So take ownership of your voice because the world needs to hear what you have to say. Cultivating a growth mindset is one of the most transformative actions you can take in your life. It's the belief that you are not limited by your current abilities, that intelligence and skills can be developed through hard work, persistence, and the willingness to learn. This mindset is not about being perfect or achieving immediate success, but rather about understanding that every challenge and setback is an opportunity for growth and improvement. At its core, a growth mindset requires embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. Too often, people shy away from difficult situations or tasks because they fear failure or looking incompetent. But those who embrace a growth mindset understand that challenges are stepping stones on the path to progress. When you face something difficult, it's not a sign that you're inadequate. It's a sign that you are stretching yourself and expanding your capabilities. Each challenge you encounter, whether at work, in relationships, or in personal growth, gives you a chance to develop new skills, push past your limitations, and build resilience. Seeking opportunities to learn is another key aspect of cultivating a growth mindset. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we already know enough or that learning is only for beginners. But those who have a growth mindset understand that learning is a lifelong process. Every experience, no matter how small, carries a lesson. This means being open to feedback, whether it's constructive criticism or praise, and using it as fuel for your development. It means actively seeking out new knowledge, skills, and experiences that will stretch your boundaries, whether through reading, taking classes, learning from others, or simply being curious about the world around you. Learning is the foundation of growth. Those who are always looking for ways to learn and improve will continue to evolve no matter where they start. One of the most powerful things about a growth mindset is its ability to shift how you perceive failure. People with a fixed mindset often see failure as a reflection of their worth or intelligence, and as a result, they avoid it at all costs. On the other hand, those with a growth mindset understand that failure is not permanent. It is simply feedback. It's an opportunity to reflect, adjust, and keep going. Failure becomes an essential part of the learning process, not something to be feared or avoided. When you stop seeing failure as something that defines you and start viewing it as a tool for improvement, you free yourself from the paralyzing fear that can hold you back. Every failure is a lesson learned, and each lesson brings you closer to success. Another key aspect of cultivating a growth mindset is the ability to persist, especially when things get tough. Those who adopt a growth mindset understand that success doesn't happen overnight. It's built through consistent effort, persistence, and the willingness to keep going even when progress feels slow. This mindset helps you push through moments of doubt, frustration, or exhaustion. It teaches you to see obstacles not as insurmountable roadblocks, but as opportunities to dig deeper and work harder. The ability to persevere is one of the most important qualities you can develop, and it is a direct result of cultivating a growth mindset. Finally, cultivating a growth mindset means being kind to yourself. It's about recognizing that growth takes time and that you won't always get things right. You won't always be perfect, and that's okay. What matters is that you stay committed to learning, improving, and challenging yourself. Instead of focusing on what you haven't achieved yet, focus on how far you've come and the progress you've made. Celebrate the small wins and remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. With a growth mindset, the journey becomes just as important as the destination, and the process of learning and evolving becomes something to be enjoyed, not dreaded. Building financial intelligence is one of the most empowering steps you can take to secure your future and gain confidence in your daily life. Financial intelligence goes beyond just knowing how to budget or save. It's about understanding the principles of money, mastering financial decisions, and gaining control over your financial life. When you take charge of your finances, you are setting yourself up for independence, freedom, and the ability to make choices that align with your goals and values. To build financial intelligence, the first step is to develop a deep understanding of how money works. This includes learning the basics of budgeting, saving, investing, and managing debt. Many people avoid learning about finances because they find it intimidating or confusing. However, financial education is accessible to everyone, and once you understand the fundamental principles, you will begin to see how easy it is to make smarter decisions. Start with the basics: tracking your income and expenses, setting financial goals, and creating a plan to achieve them. The more you understand where your money is going, the better equipped you'll be to make adjustments that will work in your favor. Once you have a solid foundation, it's important to expand your knowledge by learning about saving and investing. Saving is crucial for building a secure future, but investing takes your financial strategy to the next level. Building wealth requires putting your money to work for you. This might involve investing in stocks, real estate, retirement accounts, or other vehicles that can generate passive income over time. The world of investing can feel overwhelming at first, but with research and guidance, it becomes easier to understand the different options available and how to make them work for your financial goals. Financial intelligence means understanding the risks and rewards of each investment and making decisions that align with your long-term goals. Another important aspect of financial intelligence is learning how to manage and eliminate debt. Debt can be a huge burden, weighing you down and limiting your ability to build wealth. One of the key principles of financial intelligence is learning how to use debt wisely. Whether it's leveraging debt for investment purposes or finding ways to pay off high-interest debt quickly. Many people get caught in the cycle of credit card debt or loans that they can't afford to pay off, which can hold them back from financial success. By prioritizing paying off high-interest debt, creating a strategy to tackle outstanding loans, and avoiding unnecessary debt, you can regain control of your finances and build a foundation for future prosperity. Financial intelligence also requires understanding the psychology of money. Our relationship with money is often influenced by our upbringing, experiences, and beliefs. To build financial intelligence, you must develop a healthy mindset around money. This means overcoming limiting beliefs such as, "I'm bad with money," or "I'll never be rich," and replacing them with empowering thoughts like, "I am capable of managing my finances," or "I can create financial freedom." A positive relationship with money is essential for making smart financial decisions and maintaining confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. Furthermore, it's essential to develop a habit of continuous learning about finance. The financial world is constantly evolving, and staying up to date with changes in the economy, tax laws, investment opportunities, and financial tools can give you a competitive advantage. Attend workshops, read books, follow credible financial experts, or even hire a financial advisor to guide you. Financial intelligence is not a one-time achievement. It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and growing. By building financial intelligence, you not only gain control over your money, but also empower yourself to make decisions that support your life goals and well-being. It's about taking ownership of your financial future and stepping into a position of independence and confidence. The more you learn and apply your knowledge, the more you will realize that financial freedom is within your reach. Setting and enforcing boundaries is an essential skill that enables you to protect your time, energy, and overall well-being. Many people, especially women, struggle with saying no or setting limits because they fear disappointing others or feeling guilty. However, setting boundaries is not about being selfish or inconsiderate. It's about recognizing your needs, respecting yourself, and ensuring that you can show up as your best self for both yourself and others. Without healthy boundaries, you may find yourself overwhelmed, overextended, and ultimately burned out. The first step in setting boundaries is becoming aware of your limits. You need to understand where your energy, time, and emotions are best spent. Recognizing your own needs is crucial in knowing what you can or cannot take on. This might require some reflection on your current lifestyle, relationships, and commitments. Take a moment to ask yourself, what drains me? What energizes me? What are my non-negotiables? Understanding these aspects of yourself will allow you to better gauge when you are at your limit and when you can give more. Self-awareness is the foundation of strong boundaries, and it allows you to make decisions based on your well-being rather than external pressures. Once you know your limits, the next step is to communicate them clearly and confidently. Many people struggle with this because they fear the potential fallout or rejection from others when they set boundaries. The key is to remember that your boundaries are not up for negotiation. Whether it's saying no to an additional task at work, declining an invitation to an event that doesn't align with your values, or protecting your personal time, it's crucial to communicate your needs in a direct but respectful way. You don't need to justify your decisions or apologize for them. Simply stating, "I'm unable to take that on right now," or "this isn't something I can commit to," is enough. You have the right to prioritize your well-being, and doing so will ultimately make you more present and effective when you do choose to engage. Setting boundaries also involves protecting your emotional space. People often allow others to overstep their emotional limits by taking on their problems, offering unsolicited advice, or engaging in toxic behavior. While it's natural to want to help or support those you care about, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Emotional boundaries involve knowing when to step back and protect your own emotional energy. It's okay to say no to someone who constantly drains you, or to distance yourself from conversations or situations that leave you feeling emotionally exhausted. The more you enforce these emotional boundaries, the healthier your relationships will be, as you will be able to show up for others without compromising your mental and emotional well-being. Respecting your own boundaries is just as important as setting them. Many of us are quick to say yes to others, but we often neglect to say yes to ourselves. Respecting your boundaries means acknowledging when you need rest, when you need time for personal growth, and when you need space to recharge. It's easy to fall into the trap of overcommitting, especially when we feel obligated to meet the expectations of others. However, by respecting your limits and enforcing your boundaries, you send a message to others that your time and energy are valuable. People will begin to respect you more when they see that you respect yourself. In addition, setting boundaries requires consistency. It's not enough to set boundaries once and then let them slip over time. You must be consistent in enforcing your limits, even when it's uncomfortable. People may test your boundaries, and some may resist or try to push you into saying yes when you've already decided otherwise. This is where strength and confidence come into play. The more consistent you are in enforcing your boundaries, the more you reinforce your self-worth and your right to prioritize your needs. Ultimately, setting and enforcing boundaries is an act of self-care and self-respect. By recognizing your needs, communicating them clearly, and sticking to them, you protect your time and energy, which allows you to live a more balanced, fulfilled, and authentic life. It's a practice that not only benefits you, but also fosters healthier relationships with others as you engage in interactions that are built on mutual respect and understanding. Boundaries allow you to take control of your life and ensure that your well-being is always a priority. Surrounding yourself with empowering people is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your personal growth and overall happiness. The people you spend time with influence your mindset, your energy, and the way you approach life. Whether you realize it or not, your relationships shape how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. If you want to live a life that's aligned with your goals, values, and potential, it's crucial to choose relationships that uplift, challenge, and inspire you. The first step in surrounding yourself with empowering people is being selective about who you allow into your inner circle. Not all relationships are equal, and not all people will have your best interests at heart. Some relationships may drain you, bring negativity, or hold you back from reaching your potential. While it's important to be compassionate and understanding toward others, it's equally important to protect your energy by being mindful of who you allow to influence your life. Ask yourself, do they inspire me to take action, be bolder, and pursue my dreams? If the answer is no, it might be time to reassess those relationships. Empowering relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and shared values. These are the relationships where you feel safe to express your true self and take risks without fear of judgment. An empowering friend, partner, or colleague will encourage you to step out of your comfort zone, hold you accountable, and celebrate your wins with genuine joy. These people not only support you in your goals, but also challenge you to grow. They ask thought-provoking questions, offer constructive feedback, and push you to see your blind spots. These are the relationships that help you develop a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Being around empowering people also means being inspired by their actions, mindset, and achievement. Empowering individuals lead by example. They inspire you with their resilience, their work ethic, and their determination. When you surround yourself with people who are focused on growth, who are always learning, and who are passionate about making a difference, it ignites that same fire within you. Their energy is contagious, and it motivates you to show up as the best version of yourself. When you witness others pursuing their goals with courage and perseverance, it reminds you that you too have the ability to overcome obstacles and achieve your dreams. Moreover, empowering people are those who genuinely care about your success. They listen to you, offer advice when needed, and cheer you on as you navigate your journey. These people aren't threatened by your achievements. They celebrate them because they understand that one person's success does not diminish their own. In fact, they see it as an opportunity for everyone to rise together. Empowering relationships foster a sense of community and collaboration rather than competition. These people believe in abundance. They know that there is enough success and opportunity to go around, and they want to see you thrive. However, it's important to remember that surrounding yourself with empowering people doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations or being in relationships where growth isn't always easy. Sometimes the most empowering relationships are the ones that challenge us the most. They encourage us to confront our weaknesses, address our limiting beliefs, and step into discomfort for the sake of our growth. These individuals are not afraid to be honest with you, to call you out when necessary, and to provide the kind of feedback that might sting in the moment, but ultimately helps you improve. It's through these challenges that we experience the greatest transformation, as they force us to evolve and become better versions of ourselves. Lastly, empowering people lift you up in times of struggle. They remind you of your strength and resilience when you feel down, offer support when you need it, and help you refocus when you lose sight of your path. They don't let you stay stuck in negative patterns or self-doubt, and they provide the encouragement needed to keep moving forward. These people have a way of reminding you that no challenge is too big to overcome, and that you are capable of more than you may realize. In conclusion, surrounding yourself with empowering people is essential for your personal development, happiness, and success. The relationships you cultivate should inspire you, challenge you to grow, and support you in your journey toward becoming your best self. Empowering relationships are not just about being surrounded by people who agree with you or make you feel comfortable. They are about being around individuals who push you, believe in your potential, and help you elevate to the next level. Choose wisely, protect your energy, and allow yourself to be uplifted by the incredible people around you. Taking action, especially when you're scared, is one of the most transformative decisions you can make in your life. The idea of waiting for the perfect moment, perfect plan, or perfect confidence is often what holds people back from pursuing their goals. But the truth is, perfection doesn't exist, and waiting for it is just an excuse to delay progress. Fear will always be there, but the key is not to wait for the fear to disappear. It's about taking that first step in spite of it, trusting that momentum will build as you move forward. When fear enters the picture, it's easy to feel paralyzed. We start doubting our abilities, questioning whether we're good enough, or fearing the potential failure that might come with taking action. But these feelings of fear are completely natural. They don't mean that you're not capable. They simply mean you're about to step outside of your comfort zone. Fear is often a signal that you're on the verge of growth. The more you resist fear, the more you stay stuck. But when you face it head on, even in small doses, you begin to build confidence and strength through action. One of the biggest myths is that action only counts if it's perfect or if it leads to immediate results. But taking action is not about perfection. It's about moving forward with what you have. It's about starting where you are with what you know and trusting that you'll figure things out as you go along. No one ever achieves greatness by waiting for the perfect moment. Greatness is built through consistent, imperfect action. The key is to embrace progress over perfection. When you take action, even small steps, you start building momentum. The more you move, the more you learn, and the more you build confidence in your abilities. Starting with what you have means using the resources, skills, and knowledge available to you at the moment. It's about not overcomplicating things or waiting for the perfect circumstances. You can begin a new project, launch a business, pursue a career change, or start a creative endeavor with the tools at your disposal. Perfectionism can be paralyzing. It's easy to get caught up in planning, strategizing, and thinking of all the possible outcomes before you even take the first step. However, the most successful people aren't the ones who wait until everything is perfectly aligned. They're the ones who take action and adjust course along the way. The idea of building momentum through action is incredibly powerful. The first step is often the hardest, but once you start moving, things begin to fall into place. The more you act, the more you gain clarity. You begin to understand what works and what doesn't. You refine your approach and you grow more confident in your decisions. The fear you once felt begins to shrink because you realize that taking action, even when you're scared, is the key to progress. As you see results, no matter how small, you'll feel empowered to take more action, and the cycle of growth continues. In addition, taking action helps you build resilience. The path to success is never linear. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and challenges along the way. However, the more you act in the face of fear, the more you train yourself to handle difficulties with grace and perseverance. Each time you take action despite the fear, you become more adaptable and better equipped to handle future challenges. You realize that setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities to learn, grow, and refine your approach. When you're scared, it's easy to think that the best thing to do is to wait until the fear passes. However, the reality is that the fear will likely never completely disappear, and waiting for it to do so will only keep you stuck. The magic happens when you decide to take action anyway, when you choose to move forward even when you don't feel completely ready. Through action, you gain experience, build confidence, and learn what works for you. You start to trust yourself more, and that trust fuels further action. In the end, the only way to achieve anything meaningful is by taking action. Waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan will only keep you in the realm of potential. But when you take action, even when you're scared, you turn that potential into reality. The fear never completely disappears, but it becomes something you can work with, rather than something that holds you back. Start where you are with what you have and let your actions speak louder than your doubts. In conclusion, embracing action, especially when you're scared, is the key to unlocking your potential and achieving the success you desire. The journey toward growth, empowerment, and fulfillment doesn't require perfection. It requires the courage to start, even in the face of fear and uncertainty. By taking small steps, staying committed to your goals, and trusting the process, you build the momentum necessary to create real, lasting change in your life. Remember, fear is a natural part of growth, and by stepping through it rather than avoiding it, you develop resilience, clarity, and confidence. Perfection will never come. What matters is your willingness to begin, keep moving forward, and adjust along the way. So, don't wait for the perfect moment. Take action now and trust that your journey, no matter how imperfect, will lead you to the life you envision.